Well, good evening. It's time for another episode of Record Collecting with the Quill. I've been out working in the garden for basically 2 days straight now and been thinking a lot about different subjects, and I came up with a bunch of cool stuff. And the first one, the one that seemed the most interesting, was 5 underrated guitarists. I'm not saying the 5 most underrated guitarists because I will probably forget a bunch of them, but this is just 5 names I came up with while out working. 5 cool guys I think deserve more recognition than they seem to get. But you know the drill. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, the Quill Sweden, and hit that little notice bell down below. Well, guitarists, love them or hate them, but they mean a lot to the music, and I hate to admit it, but I would probably miss guitars if they weren't around. So I thought I made a little list of 5 guys. Some of them I mentioned earlier, and some are like true heroes of mine. But anyway, enough of the rambling. Let's start. The first one. One of my gods, Tommy Bolin. He only lived for a short while. I think he recorded during a 7-year period, and he died 25 years old. But he made a ton of cool stuff. This is his first solo album, Tommy Bolin Teaser. A great album. He made this around the same time that he did the Deep Purple Come Taste the Band album. An album a lot of people seem to hate. I love it. Probably hate to admit it, but one of my favorite Deep Purple albums, because I love Tommy Bolin. He's such a great guitarist, and this is a great album. I guess it's a little bit, if it had been under another name, people would have, I think, would have listened with other ears, because it doesn't sound like Mark II or even Mark III. This is something unique, but I really love it. And he made a bunch of other cool stuff. This one, also, you gotta have the Billy Cobham Spectrum album. This is the album that got him into Deep Purple. This is more fusion stuff. For those of you who don't know Billy Cobham, he's more of a fusion guy, but really cool. He recorded with James Gang and Sapphire and a lot of other cool stuff, but check him out. Start out with Teaser. I love that one. Next one is the one that's a little bit close to me, actually. This is Firebird. I actually play on this album, the Firebird number 3 album, and the guitarist is Bill Steer. I must say, probably the best guitarist I ever played with. What makes him great? Well, first of all, the diversity. He also, I mean, he came on the scene playing grindcore and sort of like really extreme music with Carcass and Napalm Death. And he's a tremendous technical heavy metal guitarist or death metal guitarist, but he also have a blues side that's quite impressive. And this is also a favorite album of mine, the first Firebird album they did with Ludwig from Spiritual Beggars and Leo Smith from Cathedral on bass. It was quite interesting making this album with Bill, because we recorded everything live in the studio except for vocals and some guitar solos, and it was quite impressive because he never messed up, I don't think, not even once. Usually when we have had problems, it was usually me or Jolle, and I remember rehearsals as well. I have tons of rehearsal tapes, and there's not a bum note in there. He's totally on point all the time, and a really great sensitive guitar player. And I love his stuff in Firebird, his bluesy side. He's a tremendous both rhythm guitarist and solo guitarist as well. So check that stuff out. Next one, also kind of forgotten as a guitarist, but Fleetwood Mac, I mean, they have a huge guitar hero in Peter Green and the earlier material, but I really enjoy Lindsey Buckingham's guitar playing as well. This is being the most famous album, Rumors. Some great tracks here, Secondhand News. I love The Chain, Go Your Own Way. It plays really melodic, and quite a unique style as well. And the best example of his great guitar playing is on the reunion album called The Dance, and he does a solo version of Big Love, I think it's called, yeah, Big Love, where he's both like playing rhythm and playing solo at the same time, also singing, and he's playing with a finger picking style that's truly amazing. So I think he deserves a lot more recognition as a guitarist. He's a great songwriter and singer as well, but as a guitarist, he's really good as well. Next one of my house gods, totally underrated. It's not Tom Petty I'm thinking about, it's Mike Campbell, the guitarist with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers as well. There's a guy who doesn't play, he plays exactly what the song needs, and nothing more, nothing less, but he's always on the point, whether it's rhythm playing, solo playing. He's a fantastic slide player as well, and this is a cool album actually. It's the vinyl version of Wildflowers, quite difficult to get a hold of actually, in Lake Card as well. I got it a couple of years ago, and now there's reissues around, and the fabulous box set as well of this one. Another album he's playing on worth mentioning is this one, Johnny Cash, Unchained. I think it's the second of the American history is called one, right? Yeah, you know what it's called. This is basically Johnny Cash with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers as his backup band, and he plays some amazing stuff on this one, and he's quite broad in his playing as well, can play a lot of cool folksy stuff as well. But I absolutely love Mike Campbell, and it's going to be interesting. He's got a new band around now called Dirty Knobs. Check them out, they're really cool as well. And next one, the most unsung guitarist of them all. It's not the guy on the front. It's this guy, Malcolm Young. Talk about an underrated guitarist. He was the engine in AC/DC for, I don't know, 40 years, 30, 40 years. Absolutely fabulous guitar playing with his rhythm. So precise, so on point, such a driving force. And if you want to, there's a lot of, I heard on YouTube, there's a lot of, you can listen to isolated rhythm tracks from this one, AC/DC Live at Donington, where you can hear his rhythm guitar soloed, and it's amazing to hear his playing when he's on his own. As I said, precise, on the point all the time. It's utterly amazing. During this winter when I had nothing to do, I'm not a good guitarist, but I decided to play a little bit of guitar and rehearse a little bit on guitar. So I thought, well, if you're gonna play rhythm guitar, you're gonna listen to the masters. So I played a lot of AC/DC songs, and found that it's quite difficult, and it's just being consistent and driving. It's really, really, really difficult. So he deserves a lot more recognition than he got during his lifetime. So cool guy. Well, who's your picks? Let me know in the comment section who's your favorite underrated guitarists. There's tons of them, and as I said, this is 5 I came up with today while out working, and if you ask me tomorrow, I can probably find another 5 or 10 or 15. You know how it is. But this were my 5 picks for today. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll see you all again next week. As I said, I have came up with tons of stuff during this last few days. So I have a lot more episodes in me, I believe. Anyway, check out our social media, the QUILL Sweden. We announced a tour. We're going on tour in January, coming all over Europe, and we're announcing more shows, I think, later on. Hope to see you all out there. And as I said, there's a new video coming soon as well. And I hope I have a little bit more information about it next week. So, that's it for now. Cheers. Bye. See you all again next Sunday.